Good morning, my brothers and sisters, on this episode number 292, of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as we are talking about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer, and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, planning something with his fingers up his nose right now, with making a weird, cringy face with his fingers over his nose now. The judge, jury, and executioner now in his ears, or ear. The judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Bro, on a scale of 1 to 10 energy level, you're a freaking F.
Your counting is immaculate.
Yes.
Also with
I
me,
love the NPR vibe right now. It sounds.
that's what I'm going
very
for, my
soothing.
brother. NPR it is. Also with me on this show, the former final member of the GMG quadfecta with music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, in La Coretta, in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Oh, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here this morning.
Hello, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Patrick. How are you doing?
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Fair enough.
That's what we're doing. Yep.
Good call. The newest and final member
Fivel goes west.
the GMG crew, the Silent Sneezer, and North Kakalakian, who may or may not have eaten dinner yet, our howdy hey handyman, Hank McCoy, Ryan Isley.
What up, y'all?
Wow.
There you go. Bringing that energy.
Everyone who turned their volume up to hear us is now.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
There's some audio whiplash for you.
Yeah. This is what we're going to talk about.
Hey,
We're going to talk
everybody.
about life. All right. Let's bring it to the normal level, okay? Shall we?
Okay.
If you're a new joiner, we are not always this bipolar, but it happens sometimes. So, sorry.
Yes, we are.
It happens.
But we're not actually
sometimes.
sorry. If you've been here every week, you're not new joiner. You know we're not actually sorry, and we're liars. So, welcome to this astronomically awesome April. It's great. It's great. So we're glad you're here. We're going to talk about what's new news. Ellie's going to start. Nope, she's getting
Oh my gosh.
returned to the basement.
She's
Man,
got
she
some,
can
she's
jump.
got some vertical
She got
leap
some
on her.
hops.
She got some hops,
She
man.
could have licked right up his nose how high she was jumping in the air right now. So since Patrick's dealing with the dog,
He got that dog with him.
Mark, go ahead. What's up?
Sure,
bro?
I'll go ahead. That's fine. That's
You
great.
go ahead. I think you're ready. You look ready.
I am absolutely ready. And by
Great.
ready, I mean not ready. But I am ready now. If that
Glad
makes
to
any
hear.
sense, which it doesn't.
It doesn't, but that's par for the course. As is tradition.
So I'm going to start with some In God Life, some IGN.
Ooh,
Hey.
eagling it up first. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It may still be a little on the short side, but it is a step in the right direction. I actually started a new devotional this past week.
Mhm.
It is specifically, and we've talked about this a little bit, in our private chat, but there is a devotional book specifically geared to worship teams and worship leaders. It is a book called Before We Gather. It is written by a guy by the name of Zach Hicks, and he is a pastor at a church in Birmingham, Alabama.
Did he invent Hicks Vapor Rub?
I believe you're
That's
confusing that with
Vicks
Vicks,
Vapor Rub.
but
No, the Dollar General.
Michael Vick came out with that.
The Dollar General
is
store
the
has
Dollar
the Hicks
General
Vapor
version.
Rub.
Can it be?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
Okay,
At least
just
as far
curious.
as I know. I mean, I could be completely wrong because I, in fact, do not know everything. But
That's what I've heard.
yeah. So yeah, started reading that this week. I'm a few days in. I'm excited because I've been really wanting to have something to be able to share with my worship team and actually do something together, like a devotional together. Because I try to, as much as I can, try to support what they do in their lives and stuff, and pray for them when I can and everything. And try to know what's going on in their lives. But I think on a spiritual level, I think this is an area we kind of need to kick it up a notch on. And so I'm excited to be going through that, just to see what the devotional is like, to see if I truly want to go ahead and share it with them as the team, and go through it with them. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm about 3 days in. It's a year long devotion. So 50, well, maybe it's not year long. I can't remember how many. I thought it said it was a year, but I'll have to double check that. But yeah, I'm enjoying being all in that. And also on the God side of things, confirmed May 3rd and 4th, I'm going in the studio and recording.
Amen.
Let's go.
So I'm very excited to be finally getting in the studio and doing that. So just be praying that don't have any, bumps in the road or anything, that nothing else changes between now and that point, and that we're able to get things started. And one of the big things is, and I've talked with, my former pastor and other people in my family and things like that, that we've talked about that, like, there may be some like major spiritual warfare kind of stuff that's going on. And everybody obviously, has that in their life, but there's some like major stuff I think is happening. And so just pray that, the Lord would, shield from all of that and carry me through all that, and that ultimately he would be glorified in all of it.
Amen.
Because that's the big thing about, and it may not necessarily come off from me just talking, but like with any musician, any artist or anything like that, ego tends to creep in sometimes. And we tend to make it a little bit too much about ourselves, when this, especially this project, is not what it's about. And so, even if like one person listens to these songs, and one person maybe uses it in their church, which is ultimately the goal. These are corporate worship songs specifically for the local church. And so if like one person or one church does that, it's worth it. I'm not looking to, be the next Phil Wickham or Chris Tomlin or whoever. It's just not realistic, not me, and not what it's about. Now, obviously, if God brought me to that platform, that's a different story, and we'll talk about that if we get there. But ultimately, it's just serving the local church, whatever they want to do with it, if they want to do anything with it, and then ultimately God would be glorified in it. So, and now that we have our camera lenses all cleaned off, for those not watching the video version of the podcast,
I was giving you a head pat with my finger.
I appreciate it. Oh, that's so nice. But yeah, that's pretty
I'm
much
looking forward to hearing the songs, dude. I really am. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, man. And I'm teaching it to our church as well, teaching one of our songs. We're going to start working on it next week. And we'll be introducing that. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Nice.
Cool.
On the IRL side of things, so this past weekend, speaking of my worship team, so one of the girls on our team, it was her son's first birthday party this past
Woo.
Saturday.
Time
His
to
name
shove some cake
He's
in their
not
face.
gonna remember it.
That's exactly what they did. He had one of those little, like, what they call smash
cakes.
Yeah. Specifically for him to be able to just dig in and eat. And at first he started he grabbed 2 handfuls and he's just like playing with it. Like he didn't
Mhm.
know that it was food. And so then she had to take a little piece of the cake and actually feed it to him. And you're like, oh, that's food. Okay. So
Sugar.
Yeah.
but no, it was a good time. We had some people from our church that were there, and plenty of friends of theirs that were there. They had it at her husband's former boss's house because he has this big old barn that's kind of repurposed as like a party space.
A venue type thing.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like Last of Us. Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they've got like a full stove and sink set up there and they've got like places to sit. They've got like a ping pong and a pool table in there and all that kind of stuff. And this is technically farm property. So they actually had like a mini like petting zoo kind of thing where they had like
Oh, cool, nice.
they had a horse and a couple of goats that the kids could go up to
Regular
and pet.
goats or fainting goats?
Well, they didn't faint in front of me, so I don't know.
Okay.
I cannot confirm nor deny if they are or are not fainting goats.
Lucas, you okay, man?
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Calm down over there.
This man sitting over here with his
Some like Blair Witch type stuff going on here. This means nothing to the people not watching the video.
I was just saying, let me do my Blair Witch thing and leave me alone, okay?
You gotta get really close.
Story.
This is for video viewers only. If you just watched all of whatever
I had to fix
Lucas
something under my computer, and you had to go
You
and
gotta
narrate.
have like a super runny nose, and it's like really close to your face, and you're breathing heavily.
Yeah, this episode is for our YouTube audience. This is what we got to do. You know, we got
Just
to
for
bring
you.
people to the YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, by the way, in case you didn't know, we're back there. and Pat's doing jumping jacks.
Oh,
This
here we
always
go.
happens during my update. Why is that the case?
Oh, yeah.
And we're-
Oh my
and we're
gosh, is
flossing.
he seriously flossing right now? Thank you, Grandpa.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so had a great time at their birthday party. It was a good time of fellowship and obviously, trying to pour into their lives and be part of their lives and everything. So that was a lot of fun. And also, I watched some things.
Mhm.
Lucas,
Watching's fun.
fix your camera, dang it.
Oh, sorry, Dad.
How long did you stay up watching said things, Mark?
So I watched, so just to fill everybody in, I binged the entire second season of Invincible, which is 8 episodes.
That bad, huh?
And so I started at like 3-4 o'clock and was done by about midnight, a little after midnight.
Nice.
And that was
Yeah.
on Sunday. But I don't know why I just never went back to it. I just never was in a mood to go back to it. But man, this season was good.
Mhm.
They did such a good job with it. Lots of like whiplash type moments where like amazing things happening, a lot of tear jerking type of moments. If you're not familiar, this is like a gritty superhero show. We talked a little bit about it last episode. It's a cartoon that was created by the same guy who created The Walking Dead. And in fact, Steven Yeun, who is Glenn on The Walking Dead, he is the voice
R.I.P.
of.
Glenn.
Yep. He is the voice of Marc, aka Invincible, on that show.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, hi,
Glenn's
Mark.
dead or Stephen Yoon is dead?
Glenn is dead.
Oh,
Glenn.
Thankfully,
super dead.
thankfully. Oh yeah, he's
I was like, I didn't hear about that news.
Oh, excuse me. Spoilers. Glenn's super dead.
Yeah. I mean, that was like
if you
what,
can watch
5 years
that one
ago that
episode of the 3 million episodes they have in Walking Dead.
Dude, I stopped watching Walking Dead after Rick left. That was
Yeah.
when I stopped.
Yeah.
Rick leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm
Also-
sorry. Excuse me. Spoilers.
Also, spoilers. He comes back
You're really
in
good
his
at
own
this.
series. So,
Yes. He leaves so he could come back in his own series.
Yes.
The
So
Rick
Which
and
just
Dead.
started.
What is it called? The
It's
Walking
called
Rick.
Rick
Walking-
and Michonne.
yeah, it's called The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live, is what it's called.
Oh, I thought it was
The
called
Few
The
Who
Walking
Live.
Dead Rick and Michonne show.
Isn't that kind of a spoiler to call it The Ones Who Live?
The Rick and Michonne show sounds like something like right after Ricky Lake or.
Did someone die in the first episode?
Can't tell you that. But yeah, so
We've already said everything else. Might as well.
fair enough. They, in fact, I'm not going to tell you.
Spoilers.
But yeah, so I binged the entire second season of Invincible, and it was awesome. I highly recommend it if you're into gritty superhero cartoon type shows with a lot of comedy and a lot of bloody stuff that happens in it. But yeah, no, it was great. I enjoyed it. I've also watched episode 6 of Boonboomger, which was good. And let me tell you why I was upset by this episode. I would dare say triggered by this episode.
Trigger.
Yeah, trigger warning. So if you know me at all, you know that I deal with like germophobic OCD type stuff. Like I take medication for it.
If you couldn't tell,
Yeah,
that's why we were so discreet last week with
Yeah.
our last episode.
with the Pompeii P talk.
In consideration of Mark, we didn't
Pompeii
want to
P
overdo
tax.
it.
We skirted around that subject.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We stepped on it a little bit though. But so with Power Rangers and with Super Sentai and all that kind of stuff, if you're familiar with that show at all, they have like their monster of the week formula where like the bad guys create in some way, shape, or form a new monster for
Tale
the
as
Power
old
Rangers.
as time.
Yep. Basically. And so in this particular iteration, the bad guys have this like crazy, like powerful little key thing, and they find like inanimate objects and they stick that key into the object and it brings that object in, turns it into a monster of some kind.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. And so
That sounds Power Ranger-y.
it's very
Yeah.
Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And so this particular week, they decided to visit a public restroom
No.
and go in and bring to life a public restroom toilet.
Yes. Yes. I need to watch this episode.
That is what I'm talking about. Let's
Was
go.
his main villain phrase, "Give me your pee-pee"?
No, thankfully, 'cause I don't think that would fly as a kids show. No,
Did he have any catchphrases? Like, did he say like "prepare to be flushed"?
Yeah.
That sounds like a villain on Power Rangers.
some
Did he have a plunger as a weapon?
Demonic plunger.
I don't think he had a
Or did
plunger.
the Power Rangers have the plunger?
No,
I
but
will
his,
suck out your soul, plunge your soul.
so his mouth, his mouth is the lid to the toilet,
Of course it is. Of course
course.
it is.
What
Oh,
is this?
that's
Sesame Street?
and he's
Well,
got
what
like
else would what else would the toilet be like?
Yeah.
His
Mark, do you have a clip
Butt?
of this? Please have a clip. Of
I need to see the clip. I need to see it.
I don't know if I could pull it up quick enough.
an image at least. We need.
yeah,
to,
I've
we
got
need
an
to
image.
look
Yeah, I
into
want to
it.
see what was the name of the villain?
Oh,
Toilet
you
Man.
know what? You know what? I have it in our
Toilet
Discord.
man.
So give me 1 second. Let me pull it up here.
There's a movie called Toilet Man. Just FYI.
Really?
Yeah,
From what decade?
There it is.
from 2019.
There he is. Oh, that's a nice
Oh,
one.
wow.
Toilet.
So, for some reason, all of these characters, all of these monsters, they like repeat the thing that they are. So like last week, the
Like a
character,
Pokemon?
yeah, basically like a Pokemon.
So
Yeah,
they're
like
Pokemon.
last
that's
week-
original.
Last week they brought a dartboard to life, and so he kept
A
saying darts,
dartboard?
darts, darts. And so this week it was a toilet. And so it's not the only thing he says, but he says it quite a bit.
Is there
and-
teeth?
Yeah, that is teeth.
Man, this is like every 2-year-old's nightmare.
I would never
Right?
want to get anywhere
How many
close
kids
to
are
this
not going to
toilet.
potty train because of this show?
Yeah,
They'll just
many.
be like, no, the teeth are going to get me.
and
That looks like
so
a very Japanese toilet though, because it's got all the extra
All the buttons
bells
and
and
stuff.
whistles.
Yeah,
for
that's
some
true.
reason, no idea why, but the toilet, his special power is he splashes toilet water on you, and
Yeah.
when he does so, it makes you lose all your inhibitions, like you become brutally honest for whatever reason.
The
That's a
toilet
weird
water
side
is
effect.
truth serum.
Yeah.
Truth
So-
serum toilet water.
No
Okay.
idea why, but
Don't drink it. Don't you dare.
Toilet water.
Tell me the truth, and you swirly them.
yeah.
Mm.
And they're like, I'll tell you everything.
But
Zordon is over there.
you looking for the command center? Yep, it's over here. It's in
you
this
take
building.
a left on Elm Street and you just drive down.
And so obviously hilarity ensues from the episode.
That's horrible.
And
Please tell me he has a bidet built in and he shoots water in a very hard street.
they didn't go that far. They didn't
Dang
go that
it.
far. Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
But yeah,
Mm.
other than that, I enjoyed the episode. And
incredible.
yeah, so I think that is pretty much it on the IRL side of things. On the
I
info side,
love toilet monsters, how they're IRL.
yeah,
What is the world coming to?
quote unquote IRL.
We'll
And
call
on
that
the,
a transition to fake
And
life.
toilet life.
yes, yep, ITL. It'll.
It'll.
But on the info
It
side of
Dropped a
things,
big one this week.
but on the info side of things, obviously been moving the needle still on Fortnite. Excited for the Avatar: The Last Airbender event that is coming. They actually have some of the skins in the shop already. They have Zuko, and I believe they have Katara in the shop right now.
I thought it was
and
Korra.
Korra was in there about a week ago, but now they have Zuko and Katara, and
Patrick, are you
possibly
about to load it up?
I want to see it.
and possibly Toph. I can't remember if Toph is there now.
Tough.
But at some point they will probably have Aang and hopefully Sokka. But the actual event starts Friday, and so I'm super excited for that. And obviously, we're going to be streaming it this weekend, so we'll talk more about that later on in the show.
All right.
But I'll be doing the whole event this weekend. And in other news, I finally started Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh my
Hey.
lord!
Yay.
After it's sitting
How long
the
did
shelf.
it sit on the shelf?
probably the end of January, something like that.
Ah, better late than never.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I'm regretting waiting so long because I'm very much enjoying this game so far.
All
That's a
right.
good. That's a good thing to
if-
do.
If you're not
Feel.
familiar, it's like a 2D-ish, like Metroidvania type platformer type game in the Prince of Persia universe. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. And the nice thing about this game is you can toggle the difficulty settings and you can toggle how much you want to explore or not explore in the game. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a full-on Metroidvania where you're doing a bunch of tracking and side quests and stuff like that. It has ways of pointing you to the story missions and
Mhm.
things like that. And then obviously you can toggle down the difficulty of the enemies and things like that. So it is very accessible for gamers of all ages. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm very much enjoying it.
Good.
Scratches the itch that I needed for a story-based game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty much it pour moi. Lucas, I'll let you take the pick of who goes next.
All right. I'm taking the wheel and I'm gonna pass it to. Wait.
Lucas, take the wheel.
Oh, I thought Rayla was gonna pick someone, but she. Oh,
Nope.
Ryan. She said your name. Go ahead.
All
What's
right,
up?
Cool. I'll start with God Life too.
Nice.
Last Sunday, I forgot to mention this last time on the podcast. But last Sunday for Easter, my two youngest children, Grayson and Finley, gave their lives to Jesus.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
Love it.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Totally beats about the news about the toilet monster. So sorry,
That's true.
Mark.
I will.
You've been
I will.
No, man, that
overtaken.
toilet
I
monster.
will
I'm still-
wholeheartedly submit to you that.
I'm still shook up about that toilet monster.
Would you say you're all swirled up about it?
I'm all swirled up.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little
Uh-huh.
flushed, if you can't tell.
Hey!
So yeah, they. I'm guessing at some point. Well, I know at some point they'll be going around and asking people are asking kids if they want to do baptism. The only one that has been baptized so far has been Kingston, and I baptized him.
That's
I
pretty cool.
don't.
That you baptized him.
Yeah, I got to baptize them, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if they'll fully get it yet, since they are pretty young, like 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Grayson might understand a little bit more, but I'm not forcing them. I'm letting them take their time. I'm trying to figure out how to pour into them so that they will get it on a level that they can understand. But yeah, I don't know how to explain. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm extremely happy. Like,
Yeah.
I love it, but I just don't know how to.
How to
I don't
navigate it?
know. Yeah, I don't know how to navigate it. Lucas, do you have any words of wisdom?
I mean, it's especially at 5 and 7 years old, they're still just figuring out life. So
Right.
you kind of do most of it live action, because if you try to lay down a 10, 15 minute, 20 minute, like, listen, this is how it is, they're going to be
Right.
like, what did you say? So just take it a day at a time, pray with them, read some, just read some scripture. Nothing like, I mean, you gotta go by, they're gonna reflect back, like, the things you're saying and doing, and if they're just totally just glazing over with some of the things you talk about, I would say just try to focus on Jesus for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they can do, the watered down Old Testament stories as well, but for the most part, I think Jesus
Right.
is the best place to
Yeah.
focus. And yeah.
There are actual, like, and of course this is coming from the non-dad here, other than the dog dad. But there are different, like, YouTube channels and other shows that
Yeah.
like can in a relatable way to, like, a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old can relate scriptural truth and can relate, stories about Jesus and things like that.
Mhm.
There are a couple of shows that I've seen. I'll have to pull them up and send them to you. And those are ways that, they're, very, like, low pressure ways of just
Right.
introducing them to scripture and to, things on, like, on a 5-year-old, like, that age group level.
Right.
So that's an option.
I mean, they love singing. Like, most of the time, if I'm here at the house, I'm either playing some type of praise and worship music.
Mhm.
And I mean, they know pretty much all the songs that I listen to now.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I've had them watch. I tried to get them to watch VeggieTales, and then I was starting to watch VeggieTales with them, and I was like, VeggieTales is not that good, huh?
It's very hit and miss at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hit or miss.
it definitely was. I thought it was overrated back in the day, but
Yeah. So I
we
was
had
just
so
like,
little to pick from. It was like,
we'll
all
find
right.
some stuff. Yeah.
It sometimes VeggieTales, even though they have great scriptural stories and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and things like that, they tend to overemphasize the silly
Yeah.
and the stupid. And so that's not necessarily always what a child needs. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. So yeah, if anybody comes across anything, that'd be helpful.
I think setting up, like, touchstones, like praying before bed. There's like some really good books. One of my favorite kids books is the Jesus Storybook Bible. And it takes pretty much the whole Old Testament, and
I don't know if I have the Jesus Storybook Bible, but I do have one of. I'll have to take a picture of the one that I have.
You want to know what's
But
really
I
cool?
have one of those storybook Bibles, but I don't think it's the Jesus Storybook Bible. I think it was called something else.
yeah, this
Our
one takes the Old Testament and just threads Jesus throughout it. It's really good, because the Old Testament stories are the ones that, in general, people focus on with kids, and
Mhm.
there are Jesus stories, but it's really cool where it melds the Old and New Testament together. So
Okay.
I don't know if this is maybe too too, higher than the age range that your kids are right now. But I don't know if your kids are into like comic books or anything at all.
There is a comic book Bible that I think I know which one you're talking about that I
The
want
Action
to
Bible.
get. Yes, the Action Bible that I want to get Kingston because he actually reads like sometimes he reads like those action type stories and stuff at school.
Yeah.
And he'll go to the library and bring some of those books home and stuff. And I'm like, I should get him the Action Bible. He'd probably read that. Plus, I'm just trying to get him to read more in general.
Sure.
Instead of looking at a screen.
Right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
True story.
Yeah. So that's been
Struggle is real.
that's honestly been the IRL struggle is getting my kids away from screens.
Yeah, man.
Which admittedly I introduced them to. So it's all my fault, technically.
Well, then
But
it's only appropriate that you just help bring balance to the force.
Yeah, I put limits on their stuff. They're always like, but we didn't get to play today. Like, yeah, I didn't either. I haven't played in like 2 weeks. Like, have you seen me sit down?
Welcome to life, children.
I'm not dying. I'm not over here like, I need to play Fortnite. Like, no, just chill, dude. It's okay. Some days you don't get to play, and some days you do. Like, it's not the end of the world. You're not missing anything. You're really not. What else is going on IRL? Oh, Grayson has decided that he no longer wants to play soccer, which shocker there. I was not. Yeah.
How old is he again?
He's 7.
Yeah,
he
that's
went
about
and
where I
played
gave up on it.
2 games, and
Yeah.
I didn't get to. His games are like at weird times. Like it was like during me coming home, like commuting home. So the wife took him. And she was like, yeah, he is not coordinated enough to do something.
I feel you, buddy. I'm right there.
So we were like, okay. He's
Sometimes
much more.
You got 2 left feet, and that's all you can do. You just work with your 2 left feet.
He's much more touch oriented. Like he has to be touching someone or wrestling someone or doing something involving contact. So I really think he'll be good at football if I can ever get him in anything.
Yeah.
Or wrestling in general.
Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. He likes to wrestle.
Yeah, professional wrestling is the best.
Patrick approves.
I was going to say, Patrick's
Patrick's eyes lit up just to say he was like wrestling.
I'll show him an elbow drop or 2.
Man, that makes me think of there was this. I want to say it was a Sprite commercial, and they had, I think it was Sting, that shows up at this kid's house. And he just starts wrestling the crap out of him. Like he throws him at a wall and doing all these like.
Is that a 90s commercial?
It's very much a 90s commercial.
Oh man, that was a good commercial.
Oh, I think I remember that now.
I think it was a Sprite commercial.
I think it was too. It was hilarious. Let's see. Anything else going on IRL? Not really, no. Wife is picking up some business with doing her photography.
Good old photography.
Good old photography. She actually, I think she had like 2 sessions last week. So,
dude, I want to learn how to do photography. A long time ago, I used to work a little bit with somebody that I came as like a, second shooter sort of at weddings and things like that for their business. But I have an interest in it. I've just at one point I actually had an actual DSLR camera, but unfortunately had to sell it. Other things were important, but
yep. Other things do be important. She's had 3 different ones at this point now. She started out with her Nikon, and then she switched over from Nikon to Canon, and then she switched from a Canon to, I think she has a Sony. Yeah.
I love Canon cameras. That's pretty much all I've ever used. But
yeah, she loves her Sony now. Like she loves it, and's got her little studio on the other side of that door right there.
Nice.
She does smash cake sessions.
Cool.
And those babies are all the same. When you're 1 year old, you don't know any better. They like stick their foot in it, and then she gets like a picture of them going like,
Yeah, I remember my nephew when he turned 1, like he straight up dove into the cake. Like he didn't grab the cake, he like face planted into it. It was
Nice.
the most hilarious thing.
Honestly,
first.
of our 3 kids, I think Grayson is the only one that like actually ate the cake. Kingston like touched it and then didn't want anything to do with it. Finley stepped in it and then was grossed out. Grayson just was like,
Oh, no.
but we also took him to the beach and he ate sand. So
Might want to rein that in.
Low
Crunchy.
bar.
yeah, yeah. So
This
it
tastes
was
way
bad.
better than that beach stuff we ate.
Exactly. Like he was eating, shoveling sand into his
Oh,
Man,
must have been a nice diaper change.
Oh god, it was very gritty.
hit the gritty.
It-
Rough and coarse and gets everything.
okay, that's another thing that's been an IRL thing for too long now. I feel like Grayson does not walk anywhere anymore. He only does the gritty.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Pat, you
That's
didn't
hilarious.
see him during 600, or maybe you did, but literally, this kid will not stop doing the gritty. He will not stop. I'm like, you're gonna have to walk normal at some point in life. So
Maybe
then
we'll
me and
mocap for Fortnite at some point.
Just
yeah,
imagine
so-
him walking into the office like that.
yeah, then me and my wife
Here
were
comes
like
gritty.
making fun of it and doing the same movements. He's like, "You're not even doing it right." I'm like,
That's how you get him to stop. With with
Yeah.
the parents doing it.
That's
Then
true.
it
That's-
becomes uncool.
That's what I was trying. It did not work. He still does.
Aw.
I'm working on it.
You got the floss going.
Yeah. They were really into flossing too. And as far as fake life goes, new stuff for Destiny came out today. I know I'm the only Destiny person here. I just
okay.
like that's been my game for the past 10 years, dude. Like I'm
Didn't
I'm
you just
seeing
say
it
you were
through-
gonna stop?
Yeah.
And then they came
They're
out
After
like,
with
this
this stuff.
here's a little something new for you guys. You're
Yeah,
like,
Well-
they heard you.
well,
They were
I
listening.
guess.
So the end of the Light Dark saga is after this next expansion, which is the Final Shape, which has a release date, I think was
It's
the
a circle.
4th of June. I think that's
Okay.
what I saw because they put out a trailer and everything today. But this season that we're currently in, which is Season of the Wish or something, I can't remember.
The
I don't
Wish,
even remember at this point. Yes, like wish, like you're wishing.
like the
Um,
Disney movie.
Wish.com?
Like everybody gets a
Not
little
the Disney
square
movie. We
and
watched
then
that
they can
Disney
make a
movie.
wish.
It's okay. Yeah, I didn't like it that much. So there's a wish dragon. In Destiny lore, there are these dragons. They're called Ahamkara.
Like Dragon Ball.
Not no, because Shinron actually grants your wish and doesn't do like the monkey paw thing where it's something bad happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
okay.
dragons do that. They're like, yeah, you can have your wish, but now your entire city is cursed and everyone is zombies, basically.
Oh, well, that's gross.
So, like,
Yep,
that's
what
what these dragons do.
Great.
That's like the Black
Yeah.
Star Dragon Balls from GT.
Yeah. So the season that we're in was supposed to end. All those seasons are supposed to end like in 3 months, but because of delays and they didn't feel like the game was in the right spot, which it hasn't been. It's been very, very negative, mostly on Reddit and Twitter. Like people are
What?
like,
The
"Man, y'all are
internet's
just-"
never negative. You stop talking that way right now. Quit
But
with
you
that
know what? As soon
negativity.
as they put out this update today, the Into the Light stuff,
Forgiven.
it's all like everybody's so positive
love you.
about everything.
We love
It's
You've
a
always
cycle.
loved
It
this game.
happens. but also like we're in a 6-month season, so like our 7-month season. So like the season started, like in February or something like that. And like we don't have anything else to do. Like we're done. You're done with the season. Like the seasonal story only follows like 7-8 weeks. So there's nothing to do after that. Like if you're done, you either stop playing or go play something else. Or you just like do what I do and wait around for friends to get online and be like, y'all want to just grind anything for no reason. And that's what we do. We get online and grind stuff for no reason. But now that this like I guess you would call it mid-season patch came out, there's extra guns and stuff that they put back in there that were like the really popular guns at the beginning, like toward the beginning of Destiny 2. They're still time gated, so they're not all gonna drop today. Like they'll all be out by the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one specific thing that Destiny people have been asking for since Destiny came out, and that was the Horde mode. We finally got one, sort of, because that's what came out today. It's called Onslaught. I think like in the first lower iterations, you only get like 10 levels, like so you go through 10 waves of people. But once you do like the story for it, it unlocks fully and it goes up to level 50. So it's 50 waves. If you can get to 50 waves, then that's basically like you beat it. Like you don't have to, it's not endless, but 50 waves is a lot. So I guess that's where they compromise that, because otherwise, yeah, we would just want to just keep going. Even though there's nothing in it at that point. I played like the first like little intro thing for it, which was kind of cool. Got one of the reprised weapons. And my wife is back. I just heard my alarm go, side door. Hey.
Hi, Bernice.
WB's in the
That's what I
house.
Everybody said WB in the house. So yeah, after this, I was gonna try to play it while we were talking, but I also did not want it to interrupt the internet connection, so I just decided to just stop.
That's fair.
I'll probably just play it tomorrow, if I get a chance. So that's, I mean, other than that, other than playing Destiny, I've still been playing Survivor IO. Mostly more than Destiny.
It's good that's right in your hands, man.
I had to take it off of my phone and put it on my iPad because it was so easy.
Yeah.
I'd be looking down, like I'm at work and I'm just like looking down at my phone for like, I'm like, oh, it's 12.
I'm just doing emails. Yeah, I'm just doing emails. Don't worry.
It's 12 in the afternoon. It's time for lunch. I have not done a single thing today.
Oopsies.
But I did get to level 16.
Yeah, basically. Other than that, I tried to hop back in. I think I said this last week. I tried to hop back into Liza P, but I think I'm just gonna just delete
the Pompeii P story didn't kind of like light the fire for you or anything.
Nah,
dang.
It's a cool game and everything, and I do like the aesthetic and the like. That's my first time playing like a Souls-like game, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just more so wanting to try something different. There's a game that's on Game Pass. I think it's called Wulong Fallen Dynasty or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to try that out. I'm thinking about Sekiro.
There was
I
another.
heard that
I
one's
don't
good.
know if I want to put myself through that pain.
Might as well.
There's another
Why
game
not?
that they actually came out with a demo for. It's on PlayStation.
Is it Black Myth Wukong?
It is not.
Dang it, because that's what I
yeah.
want to play. I want to play that one.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it.
It is a game called Stellar Blade.
Oh, that's right.
Stellar Blade.
Yeah, here's some good things about that one.
I'm hearing good things as well, but also that scantily clad women.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes,
And
yes.
that's most of the good things.
And that is the main character.
They originally called it Stellar Babe, and they were like, "We should probably change this so it reaches
pretty
more
much.
This isn't
people."
1994.
Stellar Blade.
See, I didn't play
Yeah.
it. I just saw it was a thing and that they had a demo. So I did
Yeah.
not do much research. But
No, don't research because
okay, fair enough.
it's
You have
basically just
been
going to
warned.
be a video of someone taking the main character up and down a ladder to watch the jiggle physics.
Oh my gosh.
Jiggle physics. That's not the real term, but I like it.
Yeah.
That is
Isn't
now
that-
the real
have
term.
jiggle physics. All right, I'm out. That's all I need to know.
Vibrating voxels. Oh my
Yes,
God, that one.
all the vibrating voxels you can think of were there. So, this is all just a campaign of me trying to work myself up toward buying Elden Ring.
Gotcha.
I think you just need to jump right in.
I
Just stop
want
playing these
to,
other
but I
games. Just
also
do it.
want to I'm waiting for the DLC to come out so I could just buy all of it at the same time. I'd rather just buy it all.
Yeah.
I want it all.
I still need. I'm staring at my PS4 that is also down here in my little game guest room. And
Yeah.
I have not
Wow.
played Spider-Man 1, or I've got Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Haven't touched those.
You've never
Um,
played those?
I bought
Stop
it
what
for
you're
my
doing.
child.
Drop everything right
Oh,
now, young
my
man.
goodness.
You are making big mistakes in life. If you're focused on jiggle physics, you need to go right to Spider-Man 1.
Jiggle physics in Spider-Man.
I
Spider-Man
think
1,
they're pretty
Spider-Man
minimal.
2. That's
They're
all you
pretty
need in your
minimal.
life. Shut your face. You can start playing right now. We will not
If there were
judge you.
jiggle physics on Superman on Spider-Man as he's swinging through,
Speaking out
I
of
can't even
desire.
imagine. I know.
There is
Why
one
isn't there
character
a
that's kind of
Superman game
iffy.
with jiggle physics? Ah!
Oh my god!
We should probably try to
Stop it.
stop saying those words because other words keep coming out that are not the ones we want to use. So
As
Yep.
Ryan says it again. Shut up,
Stop it.
Ryan, and play Spider-Man 1 and 2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
How did
I
this
don't know
go
what you're
off
talking
the
about.
rails
Jiggle
so
physics.
quickly?
Mark, edit
Jiggle,
that out.
jiggle.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
So,
that's
yeah.
I'm gonna have to let that ride. So
Let it ride,
It's
man.
fine,
Just
don't
let
worry
it ride.
Let it ride. I also have Ghost of Tsushima sitting here, and I have not touched that either.
Oh, that
my
needs to
Gosh,
happen
Ryan,
too.
you're making so many mistakes in your life.
Dude, I grew up as a PlayStation kid, and then I got an Xbox, and I've not. I still have a PlayStation because my kids wanted to play Spider-Man. I think they beat like the first level and then just stopped. They have not touched it since then.
Pick up where they
So,
left off.
I mean, I will eventually play it because I did play all the way through and loved Horizon Zero Dawn. That's like one of my top games of all time. I love that game. It's a great game.
It is.
You
Um,
haven't played Forbidden West yet either.
I bought it.
Oh,
my
my
goodness.
god!
You got
Loaded
all
in
these
the gear.
games. You're just like, Survivor IO. I love it. It's the best. Like, stop it.
I
What's wrong with
I
you?
don't have enough time. If I didn't have a job and didn't have to provide for my family, then yeah, I'd be a shut-in and just play video games all day.
I mean, that's fair, but
But-
we don't have to go that extreme. Just like you got 30 minutes. Spider-Man is very, 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 very.
Is it segmented enough where I could do 30
it's
minutes?
segmented enough. You can just play
Okay.
30 minutes and move on with your life.
Okay.
So
I
you
will
can
I
do
will
that.
consider Spider-Man.
You
Okay.
need to consider Spider-Man.
All
Oh,
right.
show.
But that's all I got. So
Do it. All right.
Cheers.
How about you there, Patricky Novaselli? What's uppy?
Yeah, man. On the IFL side of things, it's been nothing. I have nothing of note because we recorded last Thursday,
Yep.
and it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Short
So
turnaround.
I'll tell you what, I watched wrestling those 5 days, man.
Oh
was-
yeah, how did you like the WrestleMania, dude?
Oh my gosh! So on Thursday there was like a kickoff, like an hour kickoff of some of the wrestlers coming out. And then on Friday was SmackDown for 2 hours, and then the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for 2 hours. And then Saturday morning, the pre-show for the NXT Stand and Deliver, which is the WrestleMania for NXT, which is the lower level WWE. Watch that, and then the actual Stand and Deliver was about 2.5 hours. Watched that, and I had about an hour and a half of hanging out with the fam in between, because at 5:00 in the afternoon was the kickoff show for WrestleMania Night 1. And from 5:00 until around midnight, I'm just sitting on my couch, loving life. It was incredible, so much fun. And then night 2, the kickoff started at 5:00. And then it ended around 11. But then there was like a press conference afterwards that went to like midnight. So I was watching another 7 hours of wrestling on Sunday, and so much fun. So I am a big Cody Rhodes fan. Always have been. Always will be. He's the baby face of the company. He's the good guy. And he's a really likable good guy. He brings a lot of realness and emotion. And so the bad guys just pick on him so much. And it's Roman Reigns was the champion for over 1,300 days. Like over 3 years, he was a champion. And it hasn't been that long of a champion since Hulk Hogan in the 80s. So it was a really big deal.
Did you say 1,300 days?
Yes.
That's
man.
really long.
It was it's the longest reign since, like, it was like Bruno Sammartino was like 5,000 days or something like that. Back in the 70s and 80s or something like that. And then,
back in the 70s, they had like 4 options of who could be the champion.
Right, yeah.
So that makes sense.
And a lot of cocaine. They were just going.
There's that too. Yes. Yeah. It kept them going. You know what I mean?
Ryan bringing the realness into.
That's why, like, they could have WrestleMania like every other day, really. Like, cause it's just, let's go.
I mean, he did defend that title hundreds of times. Oh
my gosh.
Did you have some? Because I'm wondering.
No. All my energy has been just confiscated by Ryan.
But yeah, so Cody Rhodes for the past 3 years has been trying to take down Roman Reigns. He tried to take him down WrestleMania 39 last year, couldn't do it. This year, the things were stacked against him because he had to fight Roman Reigns in a no disqualification match, meaning all of Roman Reigns' bad guys, lackeys, all of his cousins and family members were coming in. And the unknown was who's going to help out Cody in this no disqualification match. Current wrestlers came out, and then John Cena came out to help, and then The Undertaker came out to help, and Cody Rhodes.
Crazy.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes took him down and got the win and took the championship away from him. So I had my Cody Rhodes action figure out. I had my Cody Rhodes hoodie on and my Cody Rhodes blanket right next to me. Wow. And I was, the whole family was down here.
You brought the win
watched it. It was a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal. So it was one of the biggest.
Cody Rhodes is the one with the blonde hair, short blonde hair.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. He was on. I saw him on the Pat McAfee show, I think.
Yeah, Pat McAfee, huge WWE fan, and he's been commentating for the past couple months with them now that NCAA, like, all the football's over and stuff like that.
Yeah,
wasn't he on like a reality wrestling show, something like that? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Cody Rhodes?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Like,
maybe thinking of somebody else. Oh no, I'm thinking of
the Miz.
Miz, yeah,
Miz, and he's got his own reality show. So I watched a ton of wrestling over the weekend, and it was amazing. It was the biggest WrestleMania of all time, largest gate, most merchandise, biggest social media. They said that the viewers for this WrestleMania was up 48% over last year.
Jeez.
Wow,
48.
That's a big growth.
That's a huge amount of people watching this, and it was all because of the storyline between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. It's been David versus Goliath. It was awesome. So then Raw was on last night. Watched that for 2 hours, and then there's more today. And then tomorrow on Wednesday, they are doing a behind the scenes of Cody Rhodes going to WrestleMania to fight Roman Reigns, because that wasn't the original idea. They wanted to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and the WWE Universe didn't want to have it. They were like, no, we want Cody, and so they had to pivot and change the storyline. And that's unlike WWE to do stuff like that. Usually that's like they make it look like it's real and real stories and it's not fabricated and things like that. So them doing this documentary on YouTube is, I mean, it's unprecedented. So it's really interested to see how all like the back office stuff happened. So yeah, huge WrestleMania. Loved it. Wrestling. Love it. I love it. I love wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, played a little bit of WWE 2K24 over the weekend. I finished 3 modes of the 5 modes so far. I've gotten all the trophies on those, and then there's another mode, just like exhibition play now kind of mode. There's a ton of trophies in there, and I was like, I'm gonna go after the hardest trophy. And the hardest trophy was like, all right, beat 29 other superstars with 1 health bar on the highest difficulty. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Jeez. So for like
1-hit kill,
I don't know, for like 30 minutes. Yeah, basically. I mean, everything I did, they would reverse me. So I defeated like 9 or 10. I was in between 10 and 15 wrestlers, and I got defeated. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. So I was like, I rested my fingers.
29 in a row? Like you can't
29
lose.
in a row with 1 health bar. And I was like, okay, I can. I'm figuring out the legendary difficulty. I'm figuring out what they reverse, how they reverse, and I'm going to make sure I don't do those things. And man, I got through, I think it was like 27. I think there are 3 wrestlers left, and I started to get a little nervous because I had just put 45 minutes into this mode. And so the last 3 wrestlers, I kind of like slow rolled it. I'm like, I don't want to mess up. My health is already down super low. If they try to pin me, it's over. I'm not going to be able to get out. But luckily, I was able to be on the offensive for the last 3 remaining guys. Ended up doing it. Took like 50 minutes. And I'm like,
nice.
because that was like, if I'm not able to get this, I don't think I'm going to get the platinum on this. But I got it. And I got that trophy. And now the rest of them are doable. I think over half of the ones I have left, maybe 15, 16 of them are on the highest difficulty. But it's only, hey, do one thing while in a match. It's not like defeat 30 other wrestlers like I just did. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited because last year I didn't get the trophy for the platinum trophy for WWE 2K23, which haunts me. But it wants me to play a mode that I do not want to play. It's not fun. They're like, hey, spend 6 hours doing this. I'm like, nope, absolutely not.
That sounds like me
happen.
doing like trials or something.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I want to ask you guys a question about, is there a trophy that you just absolutely despise, but you are either you've gotten it before or you're never going to get it because the trophy is too difficult or too long?
Riddler trophies.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Good answer. 100%. The best answer. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. I refuse. Absolutely refuse.
No, I mean, like, I started to do them. I got like a couple of them, and I was like, wow, these are stupid. Why are these part of the game? It's not like it's fun. They're not fun. You know,
especially like
Spider-Man.
Arkham Knight, there's like 235 of them.
Yeah, and each
still haven't
Riddler
played
trophy
Arkham Knight.
takes
so
like 10
nice
minutes
to know I will
figure it
not
out.
be going after those.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Lucas, you got one?
I am trying to rack my brain for trophies back in the day that I was just like, nope, not gonna happen.
Not gonna get
I got one I can
trophy.
think of. It's
Tell it.
not so much a trophy or like an achievement, but like, so in Destiny, there are dungeons, um, which is basically like supposed to be a 3-man activity. Should take you about 30 to 45 minutes if you have a good team. There are triumphs and special, like a special banner that you can get if you solo the dungeon. And that's also solo flawless. So you can't die.
Oh
Ugh.
no, no.
So those are currently what I'm chasing. I've got one of the 6 dungeons done. I actually just attempted one last week and died one time and then beat it. And I was like,
no.
okay.
How long do those dungeons last? Like a couple hours?
If there's a few of them, like some of the newer ones where the bosses, like some of those, the newer ones, the boss's health, the health pool is ridiculous because now with all the different subclass strengths that you have, like you're so much more powerful than you've ever been in the game.
So they just.
But
make
like
them
when you're
harder.
one person fighting an enemy that has like 8 million, 9 million health, like you're doing like multiple runs of this, like the final damage phase to try to kill it. And it just,
Oh man, that's the
eventually
worst.
you just get tired of doing it, or you make one crucial mistake and that'll kill the entire run.
I absolutely hate it when you're like, you defeat the boss. You're like, yes, I finally did it. And then phase 2 comes, health bar comes back, and they're ready to fight. You're like, no, I ruined all my specials.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
God.
Yeah.
go over here in the fetal position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or which I've seen a lot of is live service games are plagued with bugs and connection errors. I can't
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
how many times I've seen on Reddit where someone is like they got this much of the boss's health bar left, error code kicks them out of the
Get
game.
out of here.
And if
Oh,
that
Oh,
happened to
man.
me, I would probably break my Xbox.
That game would be deleted so fast, it's not even funny.
I'd be like, well, I'm going to get a new controller because that one's busted.
Yeah.
Controller becomes a boomerang. Ugh. Except it's
That's
not
a
coming back.
One-way boomerang.
Yeah. Lucas,
Oh, man.
anything?
All right. The only one that came to mind is not because I've done some pretty hard and difficult trophies, but the one that kind of haunts me that I felt like if I did it, it would leave a bad taste in my mouth, and it was crushing difficulty of Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I played those stories multiple times. I would literally do everything except for the crushing difficulty, and that's all I have left on PS3, maybe. I don't think I did PS4, a bunch of PS4 ones. I just played through for fun on the PS4, but the PS3 ones, I cleaned up everything, and then all I had left was the crushing difficulty, and I was like,
Yeah, I did crushing difficulty on Uncharted 1, and I'm not going to do it on the others because crushing difficulty, I mean, you're basically one shot and you're dead.
yeah.
So you're just
And they're
you're in
bullet
cover
sponges.
the entire time, and you're just like pop and then get undercover, shoot once, get undercover, and that's like it's not a fun way to play a game.
Yeah.
Nope.
And that's really what came down to. I was like, that game is so fun, and I don't want to make it like not.
Yeah,
have a bad
games
taste.
like that should be fun. Like you're supposed to be the fun Tomb Raider, like
Yeah.
gunslinger guy. You want to feel good. Like if I run out and get shot by like one person,
Well, and I loved what they did later on, like in their later games. Naughty Dog like gave you so many accessibility features, and it didn't negate the trophies. That I'm just like, why just not do that? Like, just let people. If people want to make the trophy, if they want to earn it, like super hardcore, then you don't use the accessibility. But give people like me who want to just use auto aim, like the Magnum, infinite bullets, whatever, like to just run through it and get all the trophies. I mean, I understand the purists, but we all know that I'm not a purist when it comes to trophies. So
Yeah.
I've gotten the worst and most terrible list and easiest trophies ever. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, so that's wrestling. And then my daughter and I finished WandaVision. She liked it.
good.
I got to see the scene where Vision is talking to Wanda, and he says, "What is grief if not love persevering?" It's just a wonderful.
What a classic line.
It's so true. I mean, I love that. It didn't hit Claire as much as it hit like everybody else. You know, she's just in it for the fun. You know, she's not in here for the mushy stuff or whatever. So we finished that, and so the next thing on our list is Loki. And so I was like, "You want to watch Loki?" She's like, "Nah, I'm not really in the mood to watch Loki. What about Spider-Man?" And I was like, "Well, we just watched Far From Home. Do you want to watch No Way Home?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to watch that yet. I want to watch the other other Power Ranger, other
What?
Spider-Man movies first." And I was like, "Okay." Like,
Had she not watched those?
So she
No.
went back and watched.
Oh,
like,
yeah, she's gotta watch
original
the
Tobey
original.
Maguire
She's-
Spider-Man.
Obi.
That's what she said. She's like, "I want to watch the ones with Tobey Maguire." And so I was like, "Yeah, okay." So we turned on Spider-Man, and we watched it all the way through. She said that movie was awesome. She loved it. She loved the humor. She loved the storyline. She loved the love story. She loved everything about it.
Go,
She
Web,
thought it was
go.
awesome. Yeah. Live.
Go Gadget Web.
So we finished it, and it kind of like, you know, it left it open. And she's like, "Are there other Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire?" And I was like, "Yeah, there's 2 more." She's like, "Really?"
There's
I was like,
one more.
If
There's
you
one
want-
more, yes.
I
There's one
want
more.
to see it. I want to see if she likes it. I have
Okay.
to. I have to watch it. But I was like, if she likes Spider-Man 1, she's gonna love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 for sure. She's gonna like.
Yeah. Yeah, she just likes the movies. I mean, like, she enjoys them. She's not critiquing them in any way. If she's having a good time, she's having a good time.
Sure.
And for us to watch a 2-hour movie straight through, both of
Yeah.
us, I mean, that's a feat in and of itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
And then last thing in God Life, I don't have much, except I remember, I think I said last week, I might have said that I saw like 12 baptisms in our church. And then they released the number of how many baptisms that were actually during Easter weekend, because some of them were at a service I didn't go to. Some of them were at our other campus up the road. And then some of them were not during services. And we had over 30 baptisms on
Amen,
Easter
man.
Sunday,
Praise
which
God.
is awesome. And, you know, just seeing people just give their life to God is one of the most emotional times I get in life, is just seeing someone just choose him. And it's awesome. And just seeing that many, and some young, some old, it's never too late. So I think it's awesome. And every time I see it, and I love it when people get immersed, they come up and then they start sobbing. I just like, it's one of the best feelings. Most joy outside of my kids being born, that it's awesome every time I see it. It never gets old. So it was really cool over the weekend.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
I forgot. I do have an extra thing in God Life that I forgot that happened this week. Not so much for me personally. The church that I go to celebrated 30 years of being a church.
Hey,
Nice.
Which is insane to me. Like,
Congrats.
that's great.
yeah, and I've been there for at least 10 of it.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
it's yeah, it's humbling and awesome to see what God is doing in so many people's lives.
Yeah.
And praying for another 30 more. if we
There you
give.
go. Keep it going.
Yep.
Keep a good thing going.
Unless Jesus comes back, keep it going.
Well, yeah.
Please.
And then still
Please,
keep it going.
please. I don't want to pay these bills, Lord. Please, come on.
Save me from the bills.
Lucas.
Hi.
That's like, okay, that's why you want to come home. Okay.
Okay. That's one reason, I guess. We'll talk about that later.
Pray for me, man.
All right.
Pray
So in my neck of the woods, I downloaded Minecraft Legends and I downloaded Marvel Midnight Suns.
Have you
Downloaded.
played Minecraft Legends?
Switch.
Oh, you're Legends. You're playing Legends, not Dungeons.
Is that on
No,
Switch or
we
is that
played-
on Xbox?
Yeah, I was gonna
Gobs
say.
of
I thought you
Dungeons.
did.
Yeah. No. It's on PS Plus now. And
Okay.
so it was on PlayStation.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. It's just like it seemed like something similar to Minecraft Dungeons, but I haven't jumped into it yet with James
Okay.
or Tasha. So I'll check back once I do that. And then Marvel Midnight Suns, I know that's not multiplayer, but I was thinking of maybe just swapping controllers with James and playing it with him because I know
Oh
he
yeah,
would
that's pretty.
enjoy
It's
it.
very turn-based card game.
We're riding on the I don't know, the tailcoats, is that right? Coattails.
Coattails.
We're riding on the coattails of we're in the last season of the original X-Men animated series.
Okay.
We have like 8 episodes left, I think, 7 or 8, and then we'll get into the 97 new.
Man, they are so
X-Men.
good. I forgot to mention I
Yeah.
watched all of the ones
I'm
that
really
were
excited.
out. I watched all of them,
Yeah.
and they're so good.
I'm really
They
excited.
are so good.
We watched a 4-part Apocalypse as the Villain in Time series at the end of season 4, I think, and it was absolute bananas, like just redonkulous. Like I don't even want to get into what happened, but it was like really predictable, but just Apocalypse, he's hilarious. Like he just is absolutely maniacal. And
Apocalypse
I'm really
is
surprised.
the Marvel version of Darkseid, right?
Yeah, Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Dark Side.
It's Darkseid, but it's spelled like SE.
I like
definitely is
to
spelled like
mispronounce it.
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
I called him Darkseid too until I heard him say Darkseid one time, and I was like,
I'm
"What you mean it's not
Darkseid.
spelled like that."
That's not how that's spelled.
I'm Darkseid. Fear me. Now, who came first, Mark? Darkseid or Apocalypse?
Between Darkseid and Apocalypse, I would say Darkseid came first.
Of course you would. DC fan.
I'm just saying, if it
I know.
actually
DC's
came,
I think DC in general is older with some of their stuff.
oh yeah,
so
it's definitely older than
that
Marvel is.
you're all searching it. Who's gonna find it first?
I am. I'm searching it.
All
to
right.
see what
So
They've got
his
it first.
first appearance was December 1970, and his first full appearance, I don't know what the difference is February 1971.
They showed his arm. They only showed his arm, and then full appearance is full body.
Yeah.
All right. That's
And that's-
Darkseid.
That's Darkseid. And who was
Okay.
the other one? That was
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yeah,
All right.
Apocalypse has to be newer.
That is
I don't know.
June 1986.
Yep.
Yeah.
June
Darkseid is
1986.
older.
So Darkseid
Darkseid is older. Yeah, James actually brought it up while we were watching it, and I already knew that Apocalypse was the dark side of the Marvel. Whatever.
DC's been around
They
since
go
the
off of each
30s.
other all the time. They grab from each other all the time. So
Oh, absolutely.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Except Polka Dot Man, I'm thankful that that one hasn't transported over.
As hilarious as that was in the New Suicide Squad, I would be okay if he did not exist.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was it in fake life. Real life and God life kind of merged together. I'm going to start with real life. I ran my first official 10K this past week.
Heyo.
I got. Let me look at the final
11th
result.
place.
I got 655th place out
Out of
of 3,599 people.
Well, that's
There you
not
go.
bad.
Nice.
Not too shabby. I I ran with one of my coworkers, Susie. She finished. Now, what's crazy is she finished 2/100ths of a second faster than I did. I let her jump out in front of me. I mean, she ran out in front of me because she was a speed demon. And she got 429th place.
Oh, just by that
So,
small.
yeah, by 2/100ths of a second. And it made apparently a
Math
number of
ain't
people
mathin'.
were in our. Well, the thing
What
is
in the
she
world?
when she talked to me, she was like, "I want to do a 10-minute mile, and which would get you right around a 1 hour 10K." And we
Yeah.
were both right around an hour 3 minutes. And so I have a guess that a lot of people were trying to do the 1 hour. Now,
Mm.
let's just for a second take a step back. I looked at the results for the Olympic marathon runners. Rayla, shut up. No spoilers. Listen to this. The winner of the marathon, Olympic marathon, because this was a really big race. There
Yep.
were, hold on, let me go back for a second. There were 18,000 people, around 18,000 people that ran in the 42K, 21K, 10K, and 5K. The most popular was the half marathon, the 21K. But that was all like Joe Blow off the street. Like those are all the normal people. Then they have the elite, which is for the Olympics. Now, just to repeat again, my time in the 10K was 1 hour and 3 minutes. The number one position for the marathon, which is 42K, more than 4 times longer than what I did. 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Wow.
What?
This dude has wheels for feet. Like how the
Usain
heck?
Bolt just like just
Yeah.
I
So
don't
this
believe
guy's
it.
Sorry, you
I don't
said
believe
he
it.
did a 42K in an hour?
What's
in
the
7
speed
minutes.
on that? What's the speed on that?
He was sprinting. He had to be.
Yeah.
In 1
I mean, he
hour.
had to be booking it. Like I don't
Marathon
understand.
pace calculator. All right, here we go. Here
Do
we
it.
go.
Give us the
All
pace.
right,
How fast
the
was this
event
dude
is a
running?
marathon. Okay,
70 miles per hour. He was a cheetah.
and he did it in
Human
1
cheetah.
hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Hold on, it won't let me do 7 minutes.
Oh,
Lame.
There we go.
1 hour 10.
He averaged. This is an average. 23.48 miles per hour.
He was sprinting.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Was
bro.
it actually Usain Bolt?
That's a little sus. That is a little
That is
sus.
sus. That's very
All right.
sus.
Crazy.
Let me recheck my numbers.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up fastest marathon ever.
I might have looked at the wrong time. They gave a lot of
The
times.
fastest marathon ever, 2 hours and 1 minute.
Okay, maybe I just made up stuff. Please hold. Hey, look, while I'm looking, here's my name.
Lucas.
This was on my this is on my shirt as I was running.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking closer and it says split 21K time. So I think his 21K was 1 hour and 7 minutes,
Okay.
which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So he would have finished.
If he was able to maintain.
Right. If he was able to maintain that, that would have been 2:14.
Hold
2
on,
hours, 14 minutes.
I'm looking up the results again. Please hold. Please hold your calls. Very important.
The 2023 Chicago Marathon athlete.
Okay.
Elvin
Two-
Kiptum.
Sorry.
2 hours and 35 seconds.
2 hours and 16 minutes.
Do.
Still, he was only 4 minutes from the 4 minutes from the.
How many? 2 hours and 16 minutes?
Yes, finish time 2 hours and 16 minutes.
All right, he's running at 11 miles per hour.
That sounds
That's
much more
that's a little more feasible.
Because if
My
he's
bad.
sprinting at 24 miles an hour, he should be able to beat Usain Bolt.
I don't
what
know.
it's
If you
worth.
ever been on a treadmill running at 11 miles an hour, it feels hard.
Yeah, it does.
That would, and to sustain that for 2 hours and 16 minutes, that's
Yeah.
pretty
Some
bonkers.
people just have that athletic.
How did
ability
you
to do
feel after the marathon, Lucas?
that. Yeah,
I felt
question.
good. I actually felt like I could keep going. Like
Wow,
that's
I was hooting, hollering. I was telling people congrats for finishing. Like I was just like, let's keep going. but I didn't.
No way.
No
I did a
vomit?
10K like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
I finished, I think it was like 56 or 57 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow,
Shit.
that's the fastest
You are the
ever.
Flash.
All right, let's see how fast I was running. 88 miles an hour. No,
Great Scott.
but
Now-
I was done. I wanted to sit down.
My legs have been sore past couple days, but I've been good. I'm
Nice.
my
That's
next
good.
step is actually gonna be a half marathon. I think I'm gonna go for it here in
I
a
believe
couple
in you.
months. So we're gonna see what happens.
A half marathon. All right.
Half
all right.
marathon, 21K.
13.2, right? Or
So
Now
hold
the
on.
winner-
So you said you did your
13.2?
this the calculator is fantastic.
Yeah, I did a 10K
so-
in an hour and 3 minutes.
An hour and 3 minutes. So you were running at 5.9 miles per hour. So that's a pretty good speed. That's a pretty good speed for
Not too shabby.
and so you wanted to do a half marathon, and I'm
Yeah.
going to put in 5.98 miles per hour. So you'll be able to do that in 2 hours and 11 minutes.
If I don't
If you do that,
lose
if you
my
do that. If you if
little
kind of
tired.
like you get a little tired, you go down to 5 or whatever, then you're looking at about 2.5 hours.
all right, 2.5 hours, I can take that.
I believe you can do it.
I believe I can fly. But yeah, the winner of the 10K first place was Giovanni. I actually saw him. I walked by him. He had the trophy of the number 1 spot. He 43 years old, so 1 year older than myself, and he finished it in 31 minutes.
12
So
miles per hour.
pretty much, yeah.
It's
yeah,
fast.
he did 12 miles per hour.
It's fast.
Crazy.
But yeah, so it was
He
an
was like,
awesome
I want to get this over
experience.
with.
Yeah, it's like, let's go. Amazing experience, really cool. I will say it felt, I mean, for obvious reasons, it felt totally different than what I've been doing of just running the streets of my neighborhood. I like mentally, this was way easier. Because you're surrounded by people. Like, other than the fact that you have to, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, got ready, went to my coworker's house, and we drove over to the park where it was starting, and there were thousands of people, and there are just all kinds of people doing this. Now, one thing that's really cool that I didn't think about was there are people who are clearly like on their own, like just wanting to race, taking it very seriously. There are influencers with their like GoPros and their cell phones held out on a selfie stick, like holding it the entire time and like talking into it between
Oh,
breaths.
gross.
And yeah, it's really kind of cringy, but I'm just like, you do you, man. But one of the cool
I'm just
things
having
was,
such a great
yeah,
time with
right
this.
now, if anybody writes these words in the chat, I'll give a prize. No, I didn't hear anything like
They're
that.
wasting energy doing that. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to talk and run at the same time, and
Or
hold the
even
selfie
if they're
stick.
not, it's awkward because you're just watching them breathe and run. It's like, so, but the really cool thing that I found was there were so many like special needs, handicapped, like there were blind people who were running. Like they had a guide with them that had a hand, like a stretch band where they would hold on to it and guide them through the whole race. There was one guy that ran who was he had a one leg amputated, and he just had his, I don't remember what you call them. They're not crutches, but they're the more the sturdier ones that are
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Maybe they're still called crutches, but a guy doing it with crutches, like he did a 10K with crutches and one leg. And I'm
Crazy.
like that is so cool. Like, just, dude, like none of us have any excuses when someone like that does something like that. It was really cool to see that, to be a part of it. But just the overall just feel of it and just being there with all the people, there was so much energy, and I'm an extrovert, so I was just feeding off of it. The run itself was really and it was really, there were points where I felt like I was at a Brazilian mall during Christmas where there's just like wall to wall people and you're like trying to dodge and keep your pace. The lady I was running with, my coworker Susie, she wanted to keep like I said, a 10-minute mile, and she was like, "Okay, I have a pace I want to set," and I'm like, "I'll stick with you. Let's do this." And so I stuck with her, and there were times where she's like bobbing and weaving, and like she's in my peripherals, and we're trying to keep up, but I also don't want to trip anyone. Like we had just watched Cool Runnings with our family. Stellar
Cool
movie,
Runnings.
totally held up. I love that movie. Sanka, you dead?
One for the money.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But in that movie, the premise for them doing the bobsledding is because one of the guys trips two other guys during a race, during a 100-yard dash, and I did not want to be that guy. So I didn't want to trip anybody during their 10K. Like, so there were times where I was bobbing and weaving. I'm like, sorry, scoopa. But no collisions, no
Scoopa?
issues. The scoopa.
Just Scoopa.
And the only mistake I made was every 2 kilometers there were the troughs with the water. Like they had like a little plastic water for you, right? And
Got waterlogged.
Spoilers. When I've run unofficially 2 10Ks. I've run half a dozen to a dozen 5Ks on my own, and I've never hydrated during it. I just hydrate right before, and then I hydrate when I get home. The end. Well, this time, everybody's grabbing water, so I'm like, well, I got to grab water too.
Come on, Lucas.
And I just make the rookie mistake of I chug the whole thing. I just chug my whole cup of water, and I'm like, well, that's what they gave us, so I got to drink it all. And I'm like half walking, half jogging, and all of a sudden,
and you feel the sloshes.
It hits my stomach, and the slosh is just like,
oh no!
And I'm like, oh, what did I do?
The sloshes are horrible.
It's terrible, and so it's weighing me down. That's probably where I started to slow down a little bit, but I still kept pace, but I definitely was suffering a little bit.
You didn't run off on a side road and take a poop real quick?
Really, trust me, I wanted to. A third of the way through, I saw a porta potty, and I was like, I really need to use that right now, but you know what? Power through. I'm going to do this 1 hour 10K.
The real dedicated people wear diapers. So
that's true. I'll tell you what, when I do the half marathon, I'm totally going to wear a diaper because there ain't no way I'm going to make it that whole way if I have to hydrate. But from there, I took little sips when I got the water, and the rest of it I just poured on me, like to cool me down, because you do get really hot. You do. And it was a beautiful morning. It was like beautiful as in cloudy and cool. Like it was perfect for running. You didn't no getting overheated. The sun didn't come out till afterwards. But this kind of goes into God life, because while I was running, like for me, running has been very spiritual. Like I pray, I sing. There's actually a particular song that I sing when I really need to focus, and it's All in All. Like, you are my strength when I am weak. You are the pleasure that I seek. And it's got the perfect rhythm to the rhythm I like to run. And so I sing that in my head, like just when I want to focus and I just want to praise God while I'm running. And I was doing a little bit of that while I was running. And then Susie offered me her earbud, and she, I just put that in and listened to the music, and it was good. But the rhythm of her music was totally different than my rhythm. And it totally, like,
this is the rhythm of the night.
Hi. Yeah, no, it was worship music.
Okay.
But it still was like just the beat of it and everything was just like, this is weird. Like, I can't, I appreciate it. And I just gave her, after a couple songs, like, here you go. Thank you.
You can have that
and that's
back
just,
now.
That was
something
up and
that
walked away from her. It's like a freaking weirdo.
Yeah. But in the following her, trying to keep her pace, like, it really made me think about, Hebrews 12:1 and 2. Let us run the race and keep our eyes on Jesus. And I was keeping my eyes on her, and I tried not to be like too close behind her. I tried to do the peripherals, and it's just the dynamic of how we follow Jesus, and how sometimes, and it's just like driving. Like when you're driving, you don't look at the road right in front of you. You look off. This is the trajectory. Like, you look off in the horizon, and it helps you, do your best. You don't look, you know, and it's the same thing with Jesus. Like he's not like, look me in the eye all the time. Like, you know, we keep him in with peripheral. We keep, you know, sometimes he's to our side. Sometimes he needs to be directly in front of us when we need to focus. And sometimes we don't see him. And, you know, like towards the end, like Susie was really starting to struggle. And so I kind of ran a little bit ahead, and then I just started encouraging her. And she thanked me later. Like, it was really cool, like, to be able to help her and encourage her. And that like, to me, was like, this was like a microcosm of life, like keeping our eyes on Jesus, you know, sometimes following him, sometimes following others, sometimes encouraging others. Even just in the fact that everybody was so different in the race. Like, it was just like, there's so many examples of life in it. So that was really cool. Like, and I ran on a Sunday, so it was like a little mini worship service and a little bit of everything the whole time. So
What was that Hebrews
Loved
verse
it.
again?
Hebrews 12, 1 and 2.
Okay.
Let us.
Yeah, part of what I'm doing now as I'm going through the Uverse app is starting to highlight things. And so
good
and I
practice.
found a really cool one that goes along with my judge not, lest you be judged. And there's a let me pull it up. It's in Corinthians. I think it's like Corinthians 4. I don't remember it is. Oh my gosh. First Corinthians 4 verses 3 and 5, and it's just like it. Yeah, I like the one. I like Matthew 7:1 because it's short and sweet. But this one goes into a little bit more, and I don't know if you remember this one, but it says, I care very little if I am judged by you or by any human court. Indeed, I do not even judge myself. My conscience is clear, but that does not make me innocent. It is the Lord who judges me. Therefore, judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait until the Lord comes. He will bring to light what is hidden in darkness and will expose the motives of the heart. At that time, each will receive their praise from God. I read that in church a few weeks ago, and I was like, wow, this is some of these are just speaking to me. And so
and it helps you go deeper into it, of what the whole purpose behind, you know, not judging people, not declaring who they are or declaring who they will always be, but giving everyone a chance and multiple chances, because that's what he did for us and does for us. Yeah.
So be careful, be aware. I might come with a verse every week from now on.
Nice.
As I'm doing
Bring
this.
I like it a lot.
Ryan's not okay. He's walking away.
he's like, what?
I guess
he's like, Bernice,
like,
do you have any verses for me?
It's like,
I need a verse. I wasn't ready.
I'm done with this show.
I didn't know we were bringing verses. That's too much.
I need ideas.
All right, love you too, Ryan. God.
All right. So yeah, that was a great first time experience, and I hope the first of many to come. So I'll keep you guys updated as I continue. I'm going to be using the Nike app to help train me for the half marathon. It has like a wherever you are now, and then how to be prepared for the 21K. So I'm going to use that for the next couple months and see where it goes.
Cool.
Yep.
I was not running away from the Bible verses. I was making sure my wife was okay.
I guess that's a good enough reason.
So yeah, that's the Earl and the Eagle all in one. With that being said, let's see how you their joiners are. If you want to share what's new with you in your neck of the woods, let's get to some housekeeping. Where we offer towels, fluff pillows topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to how you can connect with the GMGU on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram. You can share what's new with you, just like Mr. Stomper did. You can read what that says.
Thanks, Travis. Love you.
Yeah. The old pistola. I have zero interest in video games anymore. I picked up the controller last night. No kids, no wife, and never turned the PS5 on. It's weird. In the past, I had to play every free moment. I sold all my consoles before because of this, bought new ones, and the same thing is happening. Maybe gaming just isn't worth my free time now. Although I do play Marvel Snap daily before bed, I'm not sure what to think about this. Thank you for the podcast each week and the Discord. I love you all. We love you too, brother.
Yeah,
Love you.
We love you too, Peace Stomper.
Oh, PP Stomper.
Yeah,
Dude, it
sometimes we
happens.
go into those funks. You know, sometimes the ebbs and flows and hills and valleys of life.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's all right if you don't want to play games.
I totally get it. I'm there with you, and yeah. I mean, I mine's a little modified. I have zero interest to play by myself, but I definitely am interested to play with others, even if I don't capitalize on very much. But yeah, man, just go with it. Don't force anything, and maybe it's an opportunity to play video games with others. Maybe that's what's missing. You said there were no kids, no wife, no one. Maybe you should try playing I don't know, some online games or something. I don't have
I
any
miss
other
LAN
ideas.
parties where you had all
Oh,
your
yeah.
friends together.
Maybe you need a LAN party.
Dude, I saw my friend recently, my friend Sam. They actually busted
Sam.
out the old all the Xboxes the Xboxes and played like a full-on LAN session. Like
LAN
was
parties are so much easier now that the TVs aren't 5,000 pounds each.
yeah.
And are
true.
like, a square.
Yeah. And actually save some room and put stuff.
1 square foot.
All right. Corey said Earl celebrated my mom's B-Day after church on Sunday. Happy birthday, Mrs.
birthday.
Happy
Smith.
birthday,
Mrs.
Corey.
Pouch. Had some really, really good food. I added a really there, sorry. And good visiting. Been hanging out with our best friends playing racquetball mostly.
Racket.
I
Racquetball.
love me some racquetball.
Mm-hmm. Best friend's
You look
wife
like you would
has
play racquetball.
what?
What's that? What'd you
I
say?
said, you look like you would play racquetball.
Yeah, I like it. I like racquetball.
You look like you're really good at it too.
Yeah,
I
I
just
took
imagine
make a
him with
racket.
like the goggles on and everything.
Yes.
1,000%, man.
Way too serious with it.
I was in
He's got like
college.
sweatbands and headbands on everywhere. It's like,
100%. I do have the sweatbands because of my receding hairline. The sweat goes straight into my eyes, so I have to wear
Patrick.
the headbands.
Have you watched the Bluey episode where the brothers play racquetball?
oh, that's a
No,
good
you
one.
haven't recommended it to me.
Oh
so
my
That's
gosh,
a good
that's
one.
the
It's
next
called
one.
Racquetball, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I was in college and I had already taken all my normal courses, so I need to take some electives. I took
You
a
need to
racquetball
watch
course.
racquetball on
did.
Bluey. I'll post
right,
the episode season
All right.
and episode number later.
Did you watch the new episode, Lucas?
Shh, no spoilers. No, I haven't. No, we're in the last season. We're finally catching up on the new episodes. We haven't watched any of
Okay.
the new episodes this year. So
There's one now, and then this weekend,
another one?
Sunday.
Another one.
It's either Sunday or Monday. A 30-minute episode comes out.
30? What?
What?
Oh my gosh, what is happening? I
Mhm.
just stop talking. You're going to give away something and I don't want to hear it. That sounds bonkers. Okay.
Such a good show.
It is so good. All right. Iffle. Wait. Oh, no. He said best friend's wife has mono. Sorry. So she's out for several weeks now, hoping it stays away from the rest of us. True that. Just no kissing.
Tell her to be in stereo.
No
should-
kissing best friends'
Hey.
wives. Isn't that the kissing?
Yo.
Isn't that the kissing sickness or whatever?
Yes, mono is, yeah.
So as long as no one in your family, Corey, kisses your best friend's wife, you should be good.
Then you have a different set of problems.
Oh no!
Yes, that is
what
correct.
if someone comes down with it?
What did you do?
Lucy, you got a lot of explaining to do.
All right, Iffle. Mostly just ESO and a little Helldivers here and there. Pretty settled into games right now. Good.
Sweet.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah,
That's about it. Been a pretty laid back week. Love y'all. Love you too.
love you too, buddy.
Hugs and
Love
kisses.
you.
Love you.
All right, last one. Kevin on the Gamer Parent
Hi,
podcast. Earl,
I'm your biggest fan.
still recovering from last week's procedure. Yes. My wife and I just pulled the trigger on taking our family of 4 to DreamHack Dallas at the end of May.
Sweet.
Been to DreamHack once before, and it was a ton of fun, but this will be a first with our kids for this kind of thing.
What
Take
do
luck.
DreamHack Dallas be?
What do DreamHack Dallas be?
That's what I said, and I don't take it back.
Okay.
So it's a gaming convention.
Oh, okay.
It's an Inception hacking of dreams conference.
That's what it sounds like.
Right? That'd be so fun to hack dreams.
It
Or
would be.
scarring.
Probably scarring. You would use
yeah.
it for evil.
I would? What are you trying to say? You think I'd mess with people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be really
mess with
fun.
somebody.
It'd be really fun.
If it was one of us, you would absolutely.
I would
mess with
hack
our
Mark and
dream.
just have an army of toilets. An army of used toilets attack him. And
I
he'd be
hate
like,
you.
"Oh!" Throw up.
And
in
then
his
it would make
dream
me tell
in
the
real
truth.
life. Exactly.
DreamHack
Exactly.
Dallas 2024 in May 31st through June 2nd. The place where gamers from all multiverses and backgrounds connect for a weekend of experiences, esports, cosplay, creator-led activities, tabletop, special guests, panels, workshops, the coolest IRL loot stores, and hey, of course, gaming.
Hey,
more gaming.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
You can
Sounds
you
awesome.
really and more that kind of description? There were like 30 things he just read.
There's more than that.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have fun, Kev Dog.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, Overwatch Champions Series. Jeez,
That's a lot.
they're gonna
Nerd Central.
It's
Yeah.
gonna smell horrible in there.
And he's taking his kids. Good luck. Take luck. All right.
Take
Iffle.
luck and care.
I rolled credits on Super Mario
Have luck.
64. Good job.
Nice.
But I'm still
Woohoo.
missing like 30 stars, which
Ooh.
I want to try to get at least some of those before I put the game away.
Did you jump through the
do it.
wall backwards? Because that's like one of the ways to do it, apparently.
Yeah.
Probably he did that one.
You know what's
That's
really
like
cool
rookie
is
move.
watching people like hack that game, like exploited like speed running.
Dream hack it.
Yeah, and
That's
like,
wild when I see
When they
something
do
like
those
that.
like jumping up the stairs like
Jumping back and
ridiculously
forth.
fast
Yep.
backwards.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Cray. Let's see. He said he's been playing Paper Mario 64 with his son. I'm reading it. I need to read it as he says it. Also been playing Paper Mario 64 with my son, and I never knew Paper Mario games were this fun. I always thought they were just boring paper versions of Mario. It's mostly turn-based with a lot of RPG elements, which we're having a blast with. Sorry, Patrick. No for you.
yeah, I'm out on that one too.
Oh, yeah, you too, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And you too?
I'm not an RPG dude, man.
You're not
I'll
an
tell you what.
RPG bro, dude?
I wasn't either. And then that Marvel Midnight Suns, man.
Yeah,
Having that Marvel franchise as the front of everything.
it's true.
that's
It helps.
incredible. Yeah.
Yep. I would be down for that. So maybe I'll play. I don't think I'd play Paper Mario 64, though. The 64 ones are too old for me. I've moved on with life.
Probably just do the newer ones.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully they're not as like, even though it's paper, it's not like polygonal jagged.
Polygamy.
Polygamy.
Voxel.
Polygamy.
No, not
Whoa. I mean, that's.
everybody meet
Yeah.
the peach and meet the daisy and meet.
And meet the Rosie. And meet the. We are after hours. So.
It's the big love version of Mario.
Oh my God.
Super
Lastly,
Mario Sister Wives. Oh gosh.
oh man, what is happening? All right, lastly,
Keep
my
reading.
one and only wife and I just finished It Takes Two. I knew the game would be
great
fun.
game.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly
Get
what
out
it
of my
sounds like. Too.
face.
the
Stupid
book of
fuck.
love. But I didn't expect the story to hit me in the feels. It
Yep,
was its
it sure
own
does.
dose of couples therapy. For anyone that doesn't know, it's about a married couple who are set on divorcing, but after being forced to work together, they learn a lot more about each other and themselves. And of course, it has a happy ending. It's been a while since I played a game that I felt I benefited from besides just having fun. I feel a question coming along. Have any of you played a game that impacted you in a deep way?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Celeste.
Yes.
Celeste was hit me
Baby,
more
one
than
more time.
any other game. Yeah, hit me,
Yeah.
baby, one more time. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Celeste
will
was
hit ya.
awesome. Celeste was really awesome. I thought it was just a game, but there was a deep story in that, and
Right? And all it was reading. You had to read a bunch and you did it.
and yeah, I know that it was very engrossing. Yeah.
Being someone that has mental health struggles of his own, like, yeah, Celeste definitely was one that stuck out to me about
Mhm.
anxiety and things like that. And the one that impacted me in a deep way besides that, I mean, The Last of Us.
I was gonna say the beginning of Last of Us.
Yeah, that there were several spots where that hit you
That is a
real
big one.
hard.
Yep.
So
Yep. Ryan, you got one?
Maybe not like made me cry like super hard like that, because I did cry at the end of I knew how it was gonna. I knew that It Takes Two was gonna end the way that it did. I just knew it, and I still cried. That's the game that I played with Kingston. That was like one of the first games that we beat together, which was a great game. But like honestly, not to sound like a broken record, Destiny has been a massive impact on me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not so much the story, because the story is disjointed as all get out.
Mhm.
It's the people that I have met, like, and
Yeah,
the
man.
friendships that I've made through that game.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
never in a million years would I thought that I would drive to Florida to meet a guy that I'd been playing this game with for 5 years, and then 2 years later be going to Canada to be a part of his wedding. And
wow,
I've met
crazy.
his whole entire family, and like they are like, that dude's like my brother, man. Like,
That's
I
awesome.
love that man to death. Like, so
well,
yeah.
if we're thinking about it that way, Pat, PUBG.
PUBG brought us together.
Yeah, like if it hadn't been for PUBG, like I would not be on this podcast. I would not have the job that I have now. Like, just from some stupid battle royale game that was like super janky back in the day.
That's the
And
PUBG.
bless the PUBG. But yeah, if not for that, I wouldn't have made a lot of the friends. Yeah, I wouldn't have met Ronnie and everything like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Started it
I
all.
will say funny story about It Takes Two. So somebody actually data mined the game and found and I talked to Pat about this. They found a completely deleted level of that game and several deleted
In a toilet.
scenes. Thankfully, it was not in a toilet.
Okay.
But
Too bad.
if
Missed opportunity.
you
Toilet boss.
if you remember listening to this show at all and us talking about It Takes Two, I absolutely freaking hate that book. That book.
Oh yeah, that book's horrible.
You gotta fix your relationship.
The same movements.
Well-
Oh, bad.
So there's a deleted cutscene where they
You shred the
start
book.
no, but close.
Oh.
So they find out by reading the back of the book that he is like a fraud. The doctor is a fraud, and so they kick him down a flight of stairs. And I was like, yes,
Vindication.
Why that was missing in the game?
Yeah, why'd they leave that out of the
Why?
game?
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
But Lucas, did you mention your game?
I didn't.
Okay.
My game's Hades. Just
yeah.
in the game, the end game, like what the whole reason you're fighting through hell, like it's awesome. Like it's all about family, and so that one for
Just
sure.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious. It's all about family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything is family.
You don't turn your back on family.
Family.
We are family. So yeah, that's mine.
Sweet.
Good question.
Sweet. Good question.
All right. Well, if you're not the sharing type, you would rather connect with us visually or spectatorly, there is YouTube and Twitch. We have a plethora of joiners. We have Marc Boucher. He's back to streaming. We have
Yep,
YouTube
this
videos
weekend.
where you can see us mouthing to people talking like obnoxious big dumb animals.
I was going to mention real quick. So
Mention it.
Just a heads up. Yeah, I am streaming this weekend at a new time. Normally, I've been streaming at like 10 o'clock. This time, I will be streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be jumping into the old Avatar: The Last Airbender event. So, come join us.
Nice.
All right.
Twitch.tv/The Good Morning
and
Guys.
all. Yes. Finally, on Patreon on our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes or you can type it out real quick. Linktree.com/the GMG pod.
Nice.
Of course, if you cannot toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. It helps us reach new joiners and through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback.
Phew.
So let your voice be heard. Literally, if you like. 929 GMG guys. All righty then, Pat, Mark, and Ryan, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.